I know this wasn't on our original agenda, but we thought it was very timely. And Dr. Livaudais is a pediatrician on Maui, and she sends out wonderful descriptions of their trials and tribulations on Maui, and more importantly, their upbeat spirit and how they're all working together. And they're always heartwarming. So I asked our speaker for today, who was Dr. Kemble, if he would mind moving to October. So that we could hear about how things are going on Maui. If you need anything, let us know. I know that we've all wanted to jump over there and help, but I know Maui wants to take care of Maui. They want it to be a long-term solution. And so I really appreciate you spending the time with us today to tell us what's going on, because we hear all kinds of things, right? And what you need and what we can do to help. So I'll turn it over to you.
Okay, thank you so much. Let me see if I can share my screen. Do you guys have my screen?
Not yet. Sometimes it's kind of slow. You push the green down middle bottom, right? And then you have to pick what you want to share. That's always my problem. I've got too many things open. Ah, I see it. I see something coming. Yay!
Got it. Is good?
Yep, perfect.
Okay, so thank you all for coming today and caring about Maui. So this is me and my grandkids, and my husband and I have raised our two children in Maui, and I am a lola, which is a grandmother in Filipino. I'd like to dedicate this talk to a very sweet friend, Dr. Caroline Chang, and the mayor's wife, Kaihi Basin, and all of the keiki of Maui, especially those affected by the fire. So I have the resource of my daughter, who is a college professor, and she's good in IT, and my other kids helped my daughter-in-law and my son. So that's why my slides look so nice. Otherwise, they wouldn't look this nice. So I want to thank my family. So life before the fire. And the banyan tree doesn't need any introduction. Many people identify with the banyan tree since it's so deeply rooted and resilient. And in our helping profession, I think perhaps we can see ourselves watering the banyan tree with the hope that it recovers. And the banyan tree currently is getting watered. So we all recognize this. Probably everybody in Hawaii has been to Front Street, and it's a great tourist area with a very rich history. In fact, Lahaina was the capital of Hawaii in 1820 for 25 years. And I met an ethnobotanist. I had to look up what is an ethnobotanist. An ethnobotanist is somebody who studies the interrelationships between people and plants and produces research that tackles socio-economical issues such as the loss of biodiversity and cultural knowledge. So that is Kokua Pellegrino of the Bailey House Museum. And he told us that at one point, Lahaina had a stream, and it was a food forest with a lot of ulu trees and a lot of coconut trees. And there were 4 huge ulu trees on Front Street that was honored by the Historical Society of Lahaina. One in the front of Chemo's closed a little while ago, but it was so big that it took 3 people to hold hands to go around the trunk. And these are treasured members of Lahaina. All of them are gone, but we should plant more ulus. And I think overall we should just plant more trees. The stream was diverted for sugarcane and tourism. This is the biggest historical loss of Lahaina. Lahaina had a history museum that had priceless artifacts predating the pre-Western colonization. And for Lahaina, it would be like losing the Louvre Museum in Paris. beyond the devastation, devastation is an understatement for the history that disappeared in a flash. We still have the sweet little Bailey House Museum on the foot of Eo Valley, which is smaller but just as treasured, and right next to the Imua Family Gardens. That's where I met Hoku, the Hawaiian ethnobotanist, and he lives and breathes Maui's history. So this is obviously Green Mountains, probably right after spring, and the largest mountain, the tallest mountain is Pu'ukukui, which is one of the schools in Wailuku is named after. Lahaina is known for hospitality and its charm, and also of note, there existed a housing crisis with overdevelopment, and there were some homes, many large homes with multi-generational families with numerous family units. I wax poetic because I like to write, so I'd like to read you a part of a poem. Wet spring, high green grass over the slopes of Pu'ukukui. Dry, hot summer, high straw grass over slopes of Pu'ukukui. Hurricane Dora ambles south and whips her deadly skirt, ignites down power lines. The fires rain down over the slopes of Pu'ukukui. So Lahaina fire, August 8th was Maui's 9/11. This is what happened. Igniting grass in wooden houses, the gas station explodes. A series of propane tanks go off like dominoes. The sounds of war in the paradise that was. Neighborhoods blaze one by one as people flee and jump into the ocean. The skirt of Hurricane Dora turns red as she saunters off, and there is no going back to normal. The Buddha protects Tutu and Pono. I'd like to acknowledge also that the firemen were spread very thin that day. There were 3 fires in Maui. They thought that the Lahaina fire was contained, and there were 30 houses burning in Kula. So Kula was really where their attention was, but there were firefighters left in Lahaina. I know North Kihei and Maui Meadows was evacuated, but thankfully didn't suffer great loss. So this is Front Street before and after, and it's just hard to have any words for that. This was the remnants of the Kaiser Clinic. Even the fireproof safe was melted, and also several medical practices, Samuel Johnson's private practice, Malama Ikeola, which is a FQHC, and Maui Medical Group clinics. The surviving clinics were Minute Medical at the Gateway Plaza, and then there's a startup clinic with the DOH where the FQHC will be is working at. And shout out to Amanda and Justin Proudy of Minute Medical. We were scrambling for supplies, and Amanda texted one time, I have extra insulin, and I called one of our Kaiser nurses and said, oh, Michelle, do you need insulin? She's like, yes. And so I connected them, and it was just like a really great community effort to get everybody together. So this is a cool story of this fire truck that melted. The fire engine was melting. The chief collapsed. I don't know if fire overcame him or maybe heat stroke. And a young rookie ran like nobody's business. And thank goodness for young legs, because he got a police car down the hill, drove it up, got everybody, including the chief, and saved everybody. And nobody died from that melted fire truck. And the next picture with a bunch of firemen as they're welcoming home one of their own who was transported to Oahu for burns. So there are some really wonderful stories from the fire. So medical response to the fire. These are our first responders. Mauna Medics was the first to go. Noilani is one of their big leads, and they started when there was Big Island protest against the telescope. And they just kind of did what they could for the people in Mauna Lea. And then they became extremely nimble and could move very quickly and responded to the fires. Also, Dr. Vijak, I'm gonna mess up his last name, Aya Sanonda, sorry, Vijak, lives on the west side and worked tirelessly. And Dr. John Voss of Community Clinic, he and his crew went over and helped before the roads were open. And the bottom right is my husband in the funny hat. So, well, it's a cute hat. Also, shout out to Mauliola Pharmacy, who were nimble and small enough to get medications to people on the west side. And at that time, they were not a 503c, whatever that is, charity organization. So he called up Dean Wong at Imua and asked to be under the umbrella so they could apply for grants to continue their work on the west side. And of course, Dean said yes. And Hawaii Community Foundation was able to give them a grant to continue their work. And they distributed medications, much needed medications to the west side. So great community collaboration. Robin Garrison is a friend of mine, and she does street medicine for the homeless. And I know she was one of the first responders. So the bigger clinics manned the shelter and then came to the west side when the roads opened to Lahaina. And I'm certain that many of these first responders saved a lot of lives in the first couple weeks. So thank you. I'm sure I'm not calling out a lot of people that I don't know about. This is my very sweet friend, Ron Guess, who's the hardest working person I know, and he helps us with our fundraising dinners for the Friends of the Children's Justice. So this in that right photo, he's a waiter, but he's actually a very experienced pilot, and he was taking 7 to 8 trips a day to Kapalua to bring supplies while the roads were closed. And here he is loading Spam, because Spam is a very necessary part of the Hawaiian diet. He also brought some New York Times reporters to Kapalua, and they took his picture when he was loading Spam into his airplane. So after the fire, everybody opened up their homes. The first one was Maui High, then overflowed to War Memorial, and then Hannibal Tavares Community Center, upcountry, a lot of churches, family and friends, of course. I even had a patient who told me that their relative opened up to 72 people. And I was like, oh my gosh, how did they do that? And he said, well, they got a huge tent. He rented a bunch of porta potties, and they just started barbecuing, and it's like a big party all the time. So everybody just wanted to help. We housed a teacher named Kate and her family, plus their cat. And at one point, I had a Red Cross worker, 2 doctors who were volunteering, and then my son and daughter-in-law and their baby came from Lahaina. So we had like 11 people in our house, and it was pretty crazy. So everybody in my neighborhood had people in Lahaina staying with them. So this was the evacuation at the airport, really just mass chaos, and then the beginning of the shelter. that's I think that was probably, that looks like War Memorial. The mayor's wife, Kaihi Basin, helped open up Maui High, and the critical patients went to the emergency room. I think we had about 40 transports to Oahu for people with severe burns. So thank you, Oahu, for taking care of our Maui patients. At one point, we had, I don't know how many shelters, including in Kihei at the gym. And the outpouring of support from our Maui community was just astounding. Like the lines for donations went around the block, and there was so many people buying diapers and formula that the locals who wanted to buy that for their babies didn't have any. So we started asking people to just buy things from Amazon to send to Maui. Don't buy the locals' needs. This is War Memorial, and my PCP, Dr. Maria Termilo, is in the middle. I think I recognize a few of those other people. Anyway, my husband got recruited. Well, this is the story. Dr. Voss asked him to volunteer a few hours, so I blamed John, and then he just started getting in there, and pretty soon he was deputized under the mayor, under Dr. Lauren Pang, and then the team grew with Dr. Anna Eckert-Dodd. She was amazing. Dr. Nicole Apoliana, Colleen Inouye, who did a lot of help placing fragile patients, and Dr. Gary Wilkins was the big medical team that helped, and many of them coming out of retirement. So thank you for all of those. And everyone was just trying to help. And as you can see, it's a lot of people, 500 people at the gym. And it was a little bit scary because we started getting COVID. So more on that later. This is my time at Maui High Shelter. And you can see Tammy O'Hara with the black mask. She and Jason Egloff were going around the shelters, making sure everybody was okay. And the one helping the little boy's foot, that's my medical student, Ashley Lee. So I wanted to tell you a fun story about Ashley. At War Memorial, somebody gave Jerry $1,000 and just said, just use it for anything anybody needs. And he didn't have time, so he just gave it to me. And I told Ashley when we were at the Maui High Shelter, why don't you just ask everybody what they want? I mean, they're getting their needs, they're getting food and clothing and things like that, but they weren't, getting their favorite things. So one guy said, oh, I want a Mountain Dew. I really miss my Mountain Dew. And another guy was like, I want low sodium V8 because that's the only way I get my vegetables. There are other requests for snacks and miscellaneous items. And the most expensive item that Ashley got was sensory headphones for children who were overwhelmed by the noise of the shelter. So I call her Santa Ashley now. And then the slippers. So the most common, well, locals just wear slippers. That's just what we do. But a lot of people had feet burned, either running from the fire, but also many stories about people going back into the fire to pull others out. So there are a lot of burnt feet, and the bandaged feet don't fit in regular slippers. So we were looking for slippers that could have the open toe. And Hilton, Raphael, and my sister, these are what they sent to us. And I think that Longs donated 1,000 slippers. So that was really wonderful. And there's Jerry about to go to Lahaina with the slippers that my sister sent from Amazon. Okay. I'm gonna wax a little poetic here. This was the Lokahi dinner of the big chiefs, so the medical leaders of Maui. I cupped the singing bowl to find everyone's attention. Our medical leaders looked up as Govinda followed, then medical student Joshua Kepler holding the flower lei made by his mother. We naturally formed a circle, a still moment of some solemnity. In her sweet, strong voice, Govinda invoked Pele in a chant of Aina, water and fire in balance. This giving ceremony, we are all visibly moved as we held hands so naturally. These big chiefs from their domains came to Kokua, putting aside competition and finding aloha in cooperation for the herding of Maui. And there's a lot of people you probably recognize at the dinner, including the mayor's wife, Ka'ihi Basin, who's an awesome person. Ka'ihi Bison tells us of the first terrible night while evacuees streamed out of Lahaina. She was visiting one of the first shelters at Maui High. The shelter buzzed with frantic energy and a bit of chaos. By speaking calmly with suggestions, not orders, very Maui, she brought some calm. Do you think it would be okay to place these items here or intake the wounded here? Organizing with aloha, she helped prepare refuge for the stream of our traumatized brothers and sisters. When she moved to the war memorial shelter, she recognized my husband and recruited him out of semi-retirement. Well, she was part of that, and he's been working nonstop since. As has everyone at the table, and so many people in Maui has been working so hard nonstop. Maui is shocked and raw, like an exposed hurting patient, so painful and vulnerable. The news points to the horror of her injuries and points fingers on who is to blame. That is not important now. Let us take care of Maui as a beloved kapuna patient. Let us tend to her injuries. Let us grieve for those treasured people who we have tragically lost. Giving her so much love and aloha, let us help her recover. And so we spoke at the dinner, planning how to coordinate care on the west side, making lists of volunteers and setting up medical stations. And by the way, our pilot, Ron Guest, was also my sous chef that day, and he helped direct the cars that parked around our neighborhood and picked up Arlene, Dr. Ricalde, Danny's wife, so that Danny could join us for dinner. So a big shout out to Ron, thank you. So the road to Lahaina opens, and this is the Kaiser mobile van. It started at the gateway and is now in the Pili Park. So you can see that I'm a Kaiser doc, so this is Kaiser heavy. I talk a lot about my husband because he's my husband, and my medical student, Ashley, who I have this semester. But of course, there are many people that I'm not acknowledging. So my Medicaid team, I'm the medical director for Medicaid in Maui, went to work right away. Doesn't matter what insurance, they help with forms, they help fill out, finding places for people to live, working with the Red Cross and FEMA and MEO and so many other agencies. So big shout out to the Quest team. And also there is Dr. Pescador Chan standing by her picture. So she's so cute. Anyway, shout out also to Kaiser leadership, Chris Martin, Jason Egloff, David Bacchus, Kami Orohara, Joy Dalman, Lisa Yoshikawa. And I'm sorry I stole the epinephrine pen to give to another clinic. I hope you forgive me. I didn't really steal it. I kind of asked for permission, but it wasn't official. Okay, this is Honokawai Beach Park, and I think they have some of Ron's spam over there. And they are a team that's covered by Mauna Medics and some beautiful children. It's really amazing. Uncle Don is in charge over there, but he has other deputies that keeps everything organized. And when you go there, the aloha is just palpable because there's a medical tent and there's food tent and there's medications that are organized for people to just take for free, activities for children. It was really wonderful being there. So one of my first days at Honokawai Park, there was a child with COVID. So you can see the positive on the baby. The brother, the mama, and the uncle were negative, thank God. And fortunately, they weren't in a shelter where they could expose other people. They had an apartment close by that was funded, I think, by FEMA. They were at War Memorial Shelter where I think the baby got COVID. I wanted to give out a shout out to Mike White and Evelyn Chang at the Outrigger Ka'anapali because they were the ones who took our most fragile patients. His daughter works in the ICU as a nurse, and they said they had to do something. And that Outrigger Ka'anapali was also the first during COVID to take COVID patients so that they wouldn't get their family sick. Shout out also to Westlow of Westlow.
Halimekua? No.
Halimekua, yeah, Halimekua. Oh my gosh, sorry about that. For graciously accepting some patients and also helping with transportation. And that was really great because we were able to move the evacuees to the resorts, which is why we don't have a huge spread of COVID in Maui, because they had like 12 people, all in tents that kept blowing away at War Memorial. And it could have been really bad if COVID spread like a fire at War Memorial. So, okay. And these are the resorts. So the second week, the evacuees started going into some really nice places. It was sort of a win-win. Well, it was a win-win, I think. Tourists left at the risk of COVID and other infections will obviously spread in crowded places. So the Red Cross was able to pay for a lot of hotels around the island. And the hotels obviously are still transitioning because it's a different clientele. There's a lot of homeless that are being housed there. Food was made tirelessly by volunteers initially at the community college. And I think Chef Hui under my umbrella is making a lot of the food for the resorts. So I think that it would be great to have a community kitchen because I'm sure that a lot of people miss their home food. And just saying, if I were an evacuee, I would really love to be at the Ritz. Okay. So the local response to the feds, there's a lot of rumors in the Coconut Wireless. The Coconut Wireless can be great, but sometimes the rumors can also be harmful. And this one is like, no, FEMA is taking away your land and your house. But I think that with our Hawaiian population, when FEMA goes to Hawaiian homelands and asks, are you going to stay? One of my patients' families was traumatized by just that simple, very innocent question because there's a history of people taking away their land. And after they asked that question, the family didn't want to talk to FEMA anymore. So I think that cultural awareness for people in Hawaii and having a little bit more aloha and understanding, because when the Red Cross person comes and says, can I help you? The local people are like, that's okay. But if somebody comes up to them like, hey, uncle, how you doing? Want to talk? Like talk? And then it's a different feeling. And I think that just cultural awareness for our mainland helpers would be really, really important. So this is the coordinating efforts of the DOH with all of the other medical groups participating. And it's really wonderful because on the west side, medical care is agnostic, meaning we take, and Kaiser, everybody takes everybody else's insurance, and medications are virtually free, co-pays are waived, and everybody can get the medical care, hopefully, that they all need. So shout out to Heidi and Malia and all of the staff at the DOH. You guys are doing an awesome job. And all of the bus stops, now there are buses going from one area to another where the evacuees are. These are where our medical homes are in Maui. I just wanted to put in a plug for the DOH website. Every Thursday at 5 p.m. they have an update on the medical care in Maui. So it's nice because everybody is able to be on one page. And the big clinics are Kaiser at Napili and the Hyatt Maui Health Systems. At Napili, Minute Medical at the Gateway, DOH at the Gateway, and Queens Health System also brought over behavioral health people to help at the resort. So thank you, Queens. So obviously this is a very stressful time, and we were having our annual Hawaii AAP, American Academy of Pediatrics meeting. And we were going to have all the pediatricians over, and I was thinking, should we have it? Should we not? But we really needed each other. And this picture to the left is when we got together, and medical student Ashley chanted an oli, which was really beautiful. And she danced to a hula, to the song Prayer in English and Hawaiian. And then we got to work. So please look up Hawaii AAP response that is constantly being updated by our IT amazing pediatrician, Vince Yamashiro from Oahu. We have a statement on our website advocating for children, hoping that they can get schooling on the west side. It has been declared that the children on the west side will be going to charter schools. 3,000 of them were previously enrolled with the DOE on the west side before the fires. And before this statement, only 600 had enrolled on the west side. And it's really difficult logistically to take the kids by bus through the charred area of Lahaina, which could be triggering, and sending them to the west side for school. So we're hoping that we can come to a compromise. And this link will be also linked to Dr. Cassandra Simonson's she testified with the DOE, also with Dr. Melissa Kim, and they are just awesome, super women heroes to me. So thank you. Dr. Maya Maxon was the author for the declaration. We all had some input, but she's the primary author. So thank you, Maya. Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to do that. Okay, you can listen to that later if you have time. She's great. Also, I've been in touch with Liz Hartline, who wrote this beautiful book for the children of Maui, and I just like to read a little bit from her book. We're trying to get it published, and we have several grants that are pending too. She would like to hire some Lahaina artists that are in need of some money because they have lost their livelihood, to be the illustrators for the book. So I'm just gonna read a little bit from her book. How am I doing on time?
You're always good.
Okay, so let me read from Liz Hartline's book. Some people still feel scared about the fire. They may worry about everything that was burned in the fire. They may feel sad about Lahaina town being burned or the people who died. They may worry, will there be another fire? It is normal to feel sad, scared, and worried. These feelings may feel heavy in your body or like you are distracted all the time. Kids have those feelings, and so do grown-ups. When you have big feelings, you can tell a grown-up about them. Feelings are safe to have, even though they can make you uncomfortable. Talking to a grown-up can help you feel better. So it's a really sweet book, and we're hoping that it can be published in the next few months for the children of Maui. She also had an interview with some youth organizations about the book. I'm just putting this slide in because I love this guy. He just makes me smile. And when I went to Lahaina, there were all of these signs with, you know, how we're gonna come back, and we will come back. We will come back. So this is a special story. When Kate, the teacher that lived in our ohana, her house was burnt. She is a teacher at Princess Nahi'enaena, and she saved her 86-year-old neighbor, Roger, who didn't even know there was a fire. She knocked on his door like, Roger, what are your plans? And he said, why? And she was like, there's a fire coming. You need to come with me. And so she saved him. She saved 3 other people in her neighborhood. And she brought him to well, they spent 3 nights in Lahaina, miserable nights, didn't know what was going to happen. And then the roads opened and she was able to get out. And she came to our house from a friend of a friend recommendation. And she brought Roger to War Memorial, and she was really sad about leaving him there. But when Roger got there, this nurse, Rosa, just took such good care of him. She got Roger his medication. She got his glaucoma drops. People started calling him uncle. They would bring him food. They would talk story with him. And he actually had the best time at War Memorial. And when Kate got him to go to the airport to reunite with his daughter, he just couldn't stop talking about Rosa. And what do you know? When I went to Honokawai, Rosa was with Mana Medic. She's a nurse in Hana, and she just wanted to help, and she's just a wonderful person. Another story of rescue I heard was this man jumped into the ocean, and there was this lady who was like, she looked very timid and scared about jumping into the ocean, but he was like, come, jump, and she was like, I don't know how to swim, and he's like, I'll be right with you. And so she jumped to the ocean, and then he kept her afloat. And when the Coast Guards were coming, they saved a lot of people, but they didn't see that couple. And he swam with her for 8 hours until daylight. And then when daylight came, they just walked back onto the burnt pier, and that's their story. So many wonderful stories of people helping other people. So Imua now has childcare at Napili Park for anybody. It's a drop-off center. They got a grant from the Hawaii Community Foundation, and there are concerts being given. And this picture in the bottom right is Paul from Friends of the Children's Justice. Tina Chauvin was doing a toy drive, and Paul had a garage full of toys normally saved for the children during Christmas. The children that he works with, we work with, since I'm on the board, are children who are at high risk, children in foster care. And this is them dropping off a bunch of toys to Tina so that she can distribute it to the various shelters. So many helping hands. And there is one of my other heroes, Maria Lazatin, who's a sweetie. She's married to Dr. Bien Lazatin at Kaiser, and she loves to bake. And she was asking me, like, is there anybody I could bake for? And I'm like, so many, yes. And so she started making cookies, and Jerry brought the cookies to the West Side to deliver to the children at the camps. And she's just amazing, and everybody loves her cookies. And these cookies, we said, are for the children. So let the children have the cookies first, and then the adults can have some. And these are the letters from the children. They're so cute. One is, I can't imagine how scary it was. It must have been, and how scared you must feel. But I can tell you that I'm here, I'm real, and I am praying for you. And one of the ones that made me giggle was, let me see if I can find it. Let's see. It's super cute. It starts off with, "Dear beloved, words can be hard to say what you have been through, etc., etc." And it ends with, "This is tough and life sucks, but I pray for you and stay hopeful. Thank you for reading this, beloved. May God give you peace." And it's just so sweet, the children writing these letters to our Maui keiki. My daughter-in-law Serena is a teacher at Dream House Charter Eva Beach, and they also got a fundraiser from the kids to help support us. Also, JABSOM, thank you for your bake sale and for helping. So many people helping. And this is the watering of the banyan tree. I think that the botanists are aerating the soil, and we'll see in 3 to 6 months if it returns. And the also in the background is the burnt History Museum of Lahaina, which we mourn. So this is the garland behind Jerry, my husband, and Kaihi was made for the chief's dinner. A beautiful flower lay garland made by Kalina on the table that gave some beauty to the War Memorial Shelter. And I just want to thank Kaihi for her giving spirit. And I think that she is like the mother of Maui. And she's so calm, and she has so much aloha, and I really love her. So this is Dr. Schoenfeld, who we found out about him last Wednesday, and he came to Maui to help on Thursday. He is the chief for the National Center for School Crisis and Bereavement. He also helped during 9/11, during Katrina, during the Sandy Hook shootings, the Florida school shootings. And he has been so invaluable in helping us just process this horrible thing that happened to Maui. I think one of his biggest contributions was the question of, what do you do with the ashes? And it was never even thought about, I don't think, until he asked that question. Because in New York, when after the Trade Center collapsed, they couldn't find people's remains, and it was so comforting for the families to just gather some ashes from ground zero, put it in a sacred vessel, and either hold on to it or put it in the memorial. And that's what I'm hoping we do in Lahaina, that we let people go to where their houses were and get some ashes if they lost a loved one, and put it in a memorial. Some of the pearls that David Schoenfeld has discussed with us, and here in a picture, he's talking to a bunch of women doctors who are all my friends. He said, when you're talking to somebody who has grief, don't say at least, like, well, at least you have one other child, or at least, that doesn't help. And I was like, oh yeah, we should never say that. Or saying to somebody, it's going to be okay, because it's not going to be okay. They've had this trauma and they just need to process it. So I think just being there for people one of the women docs said that a mother was just crying in her office and she didn't know what to do because she was taking care of the child, but the mother couldn't stop crying. And David said, isn't it wonderful for you to have a safe place for her to cry? And so, like, so many paradigm shifts of just being trauma informed. This Thursday at Tante's, he will have a talk on psychological first aid. I have 15 people already, and we can take 30 more, no, 15 more. So 15 more people can sign up if anybody wants to come. And if we get more funding, it's $30 a person. So any funders out there who wants to help with the dinner, the more money we have, the more first responders we can have to take advantage of his expertise. So please let me know. So this is at Imua Family Gardens. We had our Imua board retreat this weekend, and David Schoenfeld always reminds me and many others about self-care. And it's just been a really crazy time, but these are therapeutic llamas. So they are very gentle. They do not bite. They give great eye contact. So they're actually really good for children with autism. And we were allowed to feed them by Dean Wang. Thank you, Dean. And my llama therapy really helped me this weekend. So I really appreciate that. This is a beautiful picture, and my grandkids again. The littlest one isn't there. But I think my prayer is to leave this world a better and a cooler place for our grandchildren, to help our Aina. And my dream would be to rebuild Lahaina, not the same, but more better. I think we need to be safer. We need to be cooler. Maybe we have a hospital on the west side. That would be a dream. We need to have Malama for its people infused with Hawaiian values. And maybe we have a stream again and more ulu trees. Because may this tragedy never, ever happen. And I hope that we can all experience post-traumatic growth. And just to post-traumatic growth is taking advantage of the pain that has happened and trying to be a better person or just a better community. And so I end this with how the Buddha protected Pono and Tutu. And last week, I saw a tutu, which is Hawaiian grandma, and Tutu and Pono, which is who was a little boy I saw in clinic. Pono has some disabilities, were the last people in their neighborhood. And Pono doesn't run. So, and Tutu is a little tutu. So she had to kind of drag him along to escape from the fires when it was coming closer and closer. And she found a towel and dumped a bucket of water on it and covered Pono with a towel from the fires. And they found themselves on the lawn of the Lahaina Jojo Buddhist mission or temple. And the buildings burnt around them. And Tutu just kept Pono under the wet towel and tried to soothe him as the explosions and the fire were occurring around them. And then the fires ate all that it could. And it became quiet and it was night. And in the morning, they were alive by the Buddha. Get some water. So in the morning, a truck comes by and she hails him, and she's not sure if he sees her, but he does. And he turns around and she just asks for a ride for her and Pono to her son who lives in Kihei. And that's where I met them, at the Kaiser Kihei Clinic. So I saw Brian Nagami at Imua, who has a relationship with the Dojo temple. I think I'm saying that wrong. Jodo temple, sorry. And he said, you really should tell the Reverend. So I called the Reverend yesterday, and his secretary said, oh, he doesn't speak such great English. And I'm like, I just want to tell you guys this story. And so I did, and they were very, very happy to hear it, that the Buddha saved Pono and Tutu. And they asked me to write it down, and I email it to them. So I'm going to send this talk to them because it's a really incredible story. And thank you, bless you all for your kokua in Lahaina's rising. So that's my talk.
Thank you so much. I've had chicken skin for most of your talk. What more can we do?
Thank you for that question. I don't think I'm the spokesperson for Maui. I have my own thoughts about that, but I think that somehow, some way, it would be wonderful to rebuild Lahaina. I think the infrastructure of having a medical hospital would be wonderful. And also, my pet project is growing local kids to become doctors in Maui to serve our community, because Maui lacks primary care doctors, and there are many mainland doctors. I came from the mainland to Maui, who come, stay for a while, and go back to the mainland. I'm gonna die in Maui, or will be here forever. But it would be great for local kids to be local doctors. And my dream would be to have Micronesian kids be doctors, and Hawaiian kids, and Portuguese kids, and everybody from the spectrum, because I think that the community responds so much better when they can relate to the doctor. That's my dream. But there are many other things, having a stream, having more ulu trees, everybody planting a tree. But I think that this shows how the community is coming together and the rebuilding efforts. So I hope I answered your question.
Yes. There's so many lovely thank yous. Do folks have questions? Or Dr. Cohn, did you want to express your fear about the capitalistic incomers?
I think, oh, sorry, go ahead.
Oh, no, there's just so many thanks in the chat there.
Oh, okay.
I can't read them all.
When the fires burned in Napa and Sonoma, some people were asked to sell their land, and then a Four Seasons was built. We do not want that to happen in Lahaina. So I believe Governor Green has made a moratorium of people not selling their lands to big corporations in Lahaina, because we want to have Lahaina town back as a charming, sweet community, and not have huge resorts and businesses and box stores or whatever, because it's a beautiful historical town and it should always remain so.
That sounds very good. Yeah, Joseph Cohn on Maui is concerned about ambulance chasers trying to cash out, and that a lot of what we hear is, oh, they're doing this, they're doing that. So hopefully Maui is protecting against those kinds of things, and it sounds the governor's helping there. I was talking to HMSA friend of mine who was trying to help that private pharmacy that you mentioned, because apparently the disaster aid didn't kick in right away. And so all the medications they gave away for the first week were not covered. So hopefully, if I know that HMSA is trying to help find funds and find grants for that pharmacy. If you know of any help that they need, let me know, if there's anything we can do there.
Yeah, I can connect you with Dean Wong. He works directly with Corey, and that would really be helpful because they're doing a really great job and also doing outreach like house calls to Hawaiian homes for people affected there, and Kahana boat ramp, and their reach is far. The big clinics are set up in areas where people come, but they go to the people. So it's wonderful.
Excellent. Well, thank you, everybody. This was definitely one of our best sessions. And we will have the recording on our website. And then next week, we're hearing about VA updates and suicide. And then the session we were going to hear today will be in October about care coordination and psychiatry. But I did hear it at a different setting a couple of weeks ago, and it's very good. They're having a lot of success. So thank you, everybody. And thank you so much, Dr. Livaudais. It was beautiful. And do
You're
read all
very
the chat.
welcome.
Look at all, it just keeps coming in. So,
Thank you.
Thank you.
all right. Thank you. Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye.